Oh well, we'll get back to Cam when we can.
Makes my joints hurt looking at him.
Oh, DroneTrak shot of it
That's
there.
That's a cool shot.
That is.
Wait, so is that Cam that we're looking at?
Yeah, we're looking at Cam, and then I think the photographer who was with him there is on that, maybe it's a Snope, what do you call it?
I can't be any help to you. I don't
Snowmobile.
I don't.
That is the house we're talking about. That's the Pinekirk Care Center. That is the epicenter of all the police activity from this morning where there was an active shooter. We are now told that shooter has been neutralized. The suspect is down. One police officer was shot. We know that that officer is not a trooper, but we don't have confirmation on which agency that officer worked for.
We are working to confirm that information. We will not share it with you until we know for certain. Obviously, we're not going to go off of things that are said on social media. We have to confirm information and make sure it's accurate before we share it. But there is concern widespread about that officer. Any police officer who hears about a brother or sister in blue being shot will immediately have concern. And so a lot of people anxiously waiting for some answers this morning. And again, no information about the other person who was taken to a different hospital this morning.
And you can just see how big this crime scene is, at least as far as response. All of Main Street is closed down. The street just lined with different police cruisers, and also 3 ambulances parked right outside the Pinekirk Care Center. We are being told patients who are inside the care center are being transported to other facilities. Officers continue to surround the house, and we saw the SWAT team move into that home live right here on ABC6 and Fox 28 earlier this morning.
And it wasn't too long after we saw that happen that we received word that they said that the shooter had been neutralized. They didn't say if they had to use force against the shooter. They didn't say if the shooter gave up willingly and surrendered. We don't know yet what happened inside that home, only that they knew that the threat was over.
We're looking at DroneTrak right now, following the hearse, and now we've got a double box here. So your camera is on the right screen for folks at home, and then our DroneTrak shot is on the left side of the screen. So we see the motorcycles, the first lead motorcycles making their way right now towards you on one side of the screen, and on the left, that very sobering picture of the hearse containing the body of Chief Desario.
We're getting a new look at the big ice jams along the Muskingum River. This is new video from DroneTrak. The Emergency Management Agency says melting snow and ice over the next few days could be a problem. Anyone who lives along the river needs to be conscious of fast rising water. This past weekend, the river rose 4 feet in less than 30 minutes in places.
As the adults handled the heavy lifting, in Hilliard it was all about the fun for kids. Check out this video captured by DroneTrak from high above Hilliard Municipal Park. Youngsters taking to the sleds, the park packed.
Interesting video to show you tonight on this hot, steamy day. We sent DroneTrak 6 out to Cooper Stadium.
This is so cool.
This looks like a video game.
Wow.
If you just watch I'm just kind of amazed by this and kind of saddened by it.
Yeah, look
too.
right there. It looks like an animation. It actually doesn't look real. That is incredible.
And that is, of course, the old Cooper Stadium. Still sitting there in the empty twilight here tonight, still trying to figure out its future. Haven't heard word one in a couple of years now from the group that was going to put a racetrack in there and an automotive research center. Still quiet here tonight, and that is really, now you get the chance to see it, like you were saying earlier. It's not something you get a chance to really get a view of anymore.
You go down Mound and you see it from the outside, but you don't get to see the field part of it. And I guess the neighbors were concerned about what noise it might create. So
it's a roaring silence right now.
Yeah,
that's why sometimes they have to do a curfew. They do that in the Wimbledon. They put a curfew when there's these big stadiums because the neighbors complain.
Tonight we're getting a look at the progress of construction at Buckeye Lake. We sent DroneTrak 6 up into the air today, and you'll see that many people are able to get out in the lake and have some fun, and soon it'll be even better. ODNR says it's on track to have construction on the dam finished soon, and it's expected to be functionally complete by November. Then everyone will be able to enjoy the lake even more.
So there'll be a sidewalk approximately 4 feet from the front of the homes that goes the length of the dam. There'll be grass, and then there'll be a 12-foot wide multi-use trail. So jogging, bicycling, it'll truly be unique that you can jog or bicycle for 4 miles plus along a beautiful lake like this.
Mike Fornataro tells us that when the fence goes down in November, there will be a huge party at Buckeye Lake, and he predicts it may last for more than a day, as parties often do there.
Today is Purple Heart Day, honoring those who have served and were either wounded or killed in battle. This morning, a new monument was escorted to the National Veterans Memorial and Museum in Columbus. Franklin County is one of 18 Purple Heart chapters across the state of Ohio.
People have climbed through and entered open windows at Alpine Elementary. At Beechcroft High School, no PA system in any room, no classroom phones, and no cell phone access. 7-year-old William lives near here at the corner of East Hudson and Hiawatha. We're here now with DroneTrak. We checked with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office and found 12 registered sex offenders live within the immediate area, and 4 registered sex offenders live along that 4-block walk home.
She said they'll grab you, and that's when I started getting scared.
It is going to feel like hockey weather by the time we get to the overnight hours tonight. Temperatures falling into the 20s, but look at the beautiful lights over the side of Mild right now. It's mild if you want to go see them. DroneTrak keeping an eye on Bicentennial Park, and that's in the summertime, the splash park right there by Milestone 229. You see where the fountain is right there? But this time of the year, the fountain is off and it's all lit up with these beautiful holiday lights. You'll be able to see those from now through the first of the year every night as the sun goes down, looking really, really beautiful.
Happening right now, we're monitoring the Thanksgiving travel rush underway. Lots of taillights and headlights there as we take another look from DroneTrak now that the sun has set. Still very busy.
Yeah, I believe it's 270, 23 on the north. I-71, I'm sorry, I-71 on the north side. The producer told me that, forgot already. So it's moving along.
It'll happen at our age.
So many distractions. Wait, there goes a bug.
Happening right now, it's the 19th annual Butch Bando's Fantasy of Lights at Alum Creek State Park in Delaware. We've got DroneTrak up and flying over it here tonight. This is always such a fun place to take a drive with the family. Has some cool facts about it. There are 145 light displays. The tallest is 36 feet, and the longest comes in at 144 feet.
Look at this live view of this display. The next 3 nights are military appreciation, which means discounted tickets for veterans, and free for active duty service members. So you can check out the show every night through New Year's Day. Good night to be in the warm cars there, Marshall.
You know, you can see there on DroneTrak, every once in a while some of these snow flurries fly through the picture. So it is a cold night up there, but you're right, inside the car it would be really, really nice tonight. Now, this is going to be a fun night because we're going to spend a lot of time in the sky because DroneTrak is here in North Bank Park tonight. And Ben and Mike are going to put it up in the air in just a few minutes. I cannot even begin to describe for you the amount of training that it took to do this. Everybody thinks, oh, it's just a drone, you put it up. They've had hours and hours and hours and hours of training, and they've got all kinds of flight experience to make this happen. It's a lot. So we're going to show what they do. They've already been through their checklist. So we're going to put DroneTrak up in just a few minutes. Beautiful shot of the skyline from down here at North Bank Park. And you may notice we now have an empty landing pad for DroneTrak. It is up in the air and keeping an eye on downtown. There's just a little bit of color now showing up with some of the trees along the side of the river. So check this out. There's DroneTrak flying down the river as we speak. It is really beautiful down here tonight. It's going to turn into a chilly night, but things should be very, very nice. You've got this mix of clouds and clear sky over the downtown skyline, but DroneTrak with look at this view down here with the train trestle going by, making its way all the way down the side of the river. This is COSI and the and Vets Memorial over this direction, of course, and then you've got the rest of the downtown skyline across here. So a really beautiful night. But as I mentioned, we are seeing a little bit of color finally around the area.
I think it's safe to say we're looking down on you.
what better way to do it than with DroneTrak, because it is a beautiful night to be up in the air. This is our setup out here for Weather on the Go. We bring the big green wall with us, and we can set up almost anywhere. So this is why it becomes very, very fun to take DroneTrak out as well as the big green wall. Take a look up above from DroneTrak. It's on its way over to Vets Memorial, crossing over the side of river right now. Headed down the river and over the fields we go. There's a little bit of color there, but not really like what you would expect for this time of the year. As Rachel just mentioned, it's probably going to be another couple of weeks. And part of that has to do with how much warm weather we've had in the last few weeks. So there, oh, look at that great view of downtown Columbus and Veterans Memorial. That's brand new. If you haven't had a chance to go see it yet, it is a spectacular new space. And DroneTrak has one of the best views in the house of it.